Yes, I took the plastic off the cold frames, and now you can see everything is half froze. Although the koi are still down there and they're doing well because the water is still flowing from pond to pond. So the ice won't get thick and won't cover the whole pond. It was like, went down to -15 or something, and I didn't have the heat on or the plastic covers, and so I grew a lot of ice. Although it's going to be warm, you can see it's starting to melt down here. It's supposed to be above freezing today, and tomorrow's going to be like +9. And all the goldfish are doing well. The ice is melting fast, and the hornwort, this hornwort was covered in the ice early this morning, but it's already melted. And look at the beautiful hornwort. There's still some hornwort you see there in the ice, but once it melts, it'll all be flowing and growing again. Oh, there's the big black koi. You can barely see him. Oh my God, he's alive and well. He's a big black butterfly koi. I don't know if it'll show up because it's hard to see. But oh, and the water looks so clear and clean. I can see my black moray down there too. Goldfish look beautiful, their colors. I have mostly goldfish in here and the one black butterfly koi. But I'm adding water here because the bottom pond pumps all the ponds up, and the water can fall below the ice, so then it'll take longer to melt. But if I top up the bottom pond, I can add the water in any of the upper ponds, and it'll come down to the bottom pond, raise the level above the ice, and then it'll melt quickly. We'll look at that again. Hey, Beanie. But I got kind of excited for spring 2 days ago, and I took the cold frames down, and I was raking and scraping and cleaning and looking for signs of life under the leaves. Oh look, the moss is still doing good right there in the ice. And then of course that's the marsh marigold. It likes to be froze. It'll grow right through the ice. Marsh marigold is good to -2. This thing will be blooming in another month or two. It'll be a big yellow bush. Wait and see. Oh yeah, and then yeah, I have a bit of moss growing on the lava rock here too. I love the moss. There's a bunch of moss on the upper stream. But I can't believe there's a big black beautiful butterfly koi. They all look so fresh and healthy, and the water looks so clean because I run the ponds year round. I don't have mechanical filtration. I only have biological filtration like plants, yellow flags, and the underwater easy biofoams filters. I like my filters under the water in Canada because they're more protected. External mechanical filters can freeze and have problems, but you won't have trouble as long as there's a good pre-filter before the pump, like a big bio sponge is what I use, several bio sponges. I find that they work best for me in Canada below the ice, and I never use a UV sterilizer. I don't have like these big giant expensive operations like they do in the UK with mechanical filtration. But look, the ball was frozen in here last night, but it left an ice hole. How cool is that? And look, you can see there's some koi down there. They're not cold, they're just resting. They're down 5 feet down, and they're resting, because that's what they do when it's cold. They go, their metabolism drops and they go into a natural type of slumber, and the ice cold running water does not hurt them. It's actually good for them. It knocks off parasites. And if you don't believe me, if you've ever been fishing for whitefish in the summer in Canada here, they taste awful and sometimes they're full of worms. But if you pull them right out of the ice in the lake, they taste like trout and there's no worms and they're just so clean because it knocks off the parasites, the ice cold water. And that's why I never have parasitic trouble in my pond in 30 years. All the koi are still here. I've never lost a koi. Never. And the goldfish are all doing well. Everybody does well, and the hornwort, the plants. I've never add nothing to my pond except for to chlorinate the water. I leave it run year round, and of course I have that huge yellow marsh flag. That yellow flag, it grows like 5 feet tall, and it's a powerful photosynthesis filtrator. It's a sedge, and all sedges are best at photosynthesis filtration. And it's already starting to grow. It's got shoots and roots coming right in the spring. And look, it doesn't matter if the water's ice cold. You too can have a beautiful bunch of hornwort. Look at how beautiful that hornwort is. And the sun is shining so warm, it feels so warm. I just wanted to get everything cleaned up. I want spring to come. I want to take all the stuff down, put it away, all the frames. And the water just froze up because it was cold. And I thought, well, it's only a day or two. And I never used to cover my ponds, so they used to freeze half up all the time. So it's not a big deal. But you can see that if you cover them with the plastic, how you will much warmer the ponds will be, and you won't get ice. Like if you look at my video from -35 and no heater, there was much less ice than I'm getting right now. There's a big koi down there moving around. Look, see, they're swimming. They don't swim a lot when it's that cold. That's that big butterfly koi. That's 5 feet down that hole. It's kind of cool. This here spinning ball. Spinning ball. So if you let the spinning ball and your ponds are icing up, voila, you have an ice hole to fish in. Ha ha ha. I just thought that was cool. Yeah, I'm excited about spring. In a day, this ice will all be melted. It's already like melting like crazy since early this morning when I came out here to check. You can just barely see the shadows of the two oldest koi, the big white one. There's a big orange one down there too. It's just hard to see. But in a day, everything will be melted, and you will see my beautiful koi. The ones that are 30 years old, all of them are still there. I've never lost a koi. I don't have sick koi because they get the proper winter. Let's take and see. I've been topping up this pond, and the water level is now slowly rising above the ice. And it will start to melt a hole. It'll melt the rim bigger. And you can see there's some hornwort there you can see in the ice. And once it's melted, the hornwort will all be flowing again. So I'm just slowly topping up the pond. I'll add some dechlorinator, and that's it. I don't have a UV sterilizer. I don't need one. I never have pea green water because of the biological filtration is the best and the most natural. Like, look at how beautiful the water quality is, really. You can see that black koi, hopefully. The bottom of the pond is clean. There's nothing there. The yellow flag, the roots reach down even in the ice cold weather, and they start regenerating and licking the bottom of the pond clean. Plus too, it flows like the creek, so everything's washed away. Just the nice long yellow flag roots, and of course the beautiful, beautiful hornwort. Right after the ice cold temperatures. Oh, there's the black moray goldfish, and they're not the healthiest, those black morays, because they're like they got that long tail, but they always do well in here. Even the black moray can live in the -40 below the ice, where it's barely above freezing. Nobody freezes. That's all a myth. I've been doing this for 30 years, okay? You can't freeze your koi in the pond unless you turn the pumps off. And then if it's only a 2 feet or 3 feet deep pond, it can freeze right to the bottom. But if you leave the pumps running, running water cuts a hole and keeps the water from freezing solid. I got something stuck in my throat, but yeah, it's just a beautiful day. Soon this will be coming up. I am so excited. I'm excited for spring. I can feel the temperature rising. Like the heater's not plugged in right now, but I plugged it in for a tiny little bit. But you can see the ice is melting because the water laps at the ice and melts it quick. Because the upper ponds are always at the same level. The water doesn't fall below the ice. So the ice will be gone quick. And yeah, it's just a beautiful day. It's probably just above freezing now, and it feels so nice. The sun feels so strong. I just want to get all my flowers planted. I'm so excited. I want to groom everything. I had the rake out. I was raking just before the snow and the cold came. But it'll all be gone by Monday, Tuesday. Monday it'll all be gone. It's melting already. But yeah, big black butterfly koi down there, and the black moray, and a bunch of other beautiful fish. That's the black moray. It's hard to see. He's right up against the side. But yeah, the hornwort right now, after the ice melts, is the star of the show. At least you'll have something growing and alive in the pond. That and the marsh marigold and the yellow flag. The yellow flag will be growing now. In March, it'll grow like an inch every other day. It'll go through this super fast growth speed, and it will just clean the pond. Like it literally licks the bottom of this pond clean. It's like a natural flow. The water flows down here and flows through the marsh area and comes out clean, right? That's all how you should have your ponds. You shouldn't just have one pond, because then things like a lake, and then everything washes into the one area and you get silt and muck at the bottom. But if you flow it, right, like look, you can see to the bottom. It's all so clean, sparkling clean. I can see the liner down there. Yeah, so we're just hoping. Oh, there's the koi. They're coming out. There's 3 koi in here that were babies a couple years ago that are growing. You can see there's the water's now above the ice. You see it's moving over the ice and it's swirling, and it will melt a big hole. We'll come back in later this afternoon and see how much has melted. See, rising the water over the ice will melt the ice quicker. And the koi and the fish are all just fine. They do fine under the ice. They do not freeze. That is a myth. And just so you know, if you Google wild koi in Canada, you'll find lots of different instances. There's koi and goldfish in the Great Lakes. They're in Alberta lakes. In St. Albert, a couple years ago, some young boy netted out a 16-pound koi in St. Albert Lake, and that's north of where I am. I'm in Alberta. But that's even colder, okay? They get down to minus 30, 40 below, and the koi are thriving. So that myth that you can't keep koi in ice cold water is just that. It's a myth. I've proven it, and if you just Google koi in Alberta and check out the average temperature for St. Albert, you'll see it's a myth. And look at that. It's just beautiful, the water. Okay? And there's a nice small little green carpet of algae that grows small because the fish nibble on it. And in the summer, the hornwort outgrows the algae, and so does all the other plants. I have a real biological filter. I don't have boxes and mechanical filtration that looks scary. I don't have bottom drains because I never clean the pond. People who know me on the garden pond forum, they know I don't take my ponds apart and clean them, right? I just, if there's any sediment, which there usually is very little, 1 or 2 nets will scoop it out, and I just add fresh water as needed. But I got about 5,000 gallons between all these ponds, and all the fish have always done well. Okay, I don't take it apart and scrub it. I would never dream of doing that. That would kill my environment. I have a live, natural biofilter environment where everything is self-sustaining. I don't have mechanical boxes that I gotta play with and clean. I don't have to worry about a UV sterilizer. I never have pea green water because the ponds, when you run them year round, they'll be better balanced, and your sedges, your perennial sedges will come back much faster too if you run them year round. the whole pond just comes to life so much faster. Wait and see in another few days when the ice is melted, you're going to see shoots popping all over the place. But yeah, beautiful day. I can't wait to get things planted and all tidied up. I'm going to repaint this outer box here, make it look nice. Yeah, nothing to worry about here in Canada.